Hey guys, it's your boy Darty coming at you with another weekly analysis on the S&P and the Nasdaq. So we've had a little bit slower last week or this past week with the holidays. Definitely had some contraction in the market. We've just been trading it as such. Again, I've kind of got my weekly profiles brought up, kind of looking at my value area that I will be looking at, or my kind of levels, lines in the sand that I'm looking at is on the top side. 48, 27, 28 area on S&P, just like the 17,060 area on NASDAQ. So looking at those levels, if we stay below them, I will be looking to trade toward this lower side of value, this 940, just like 4,800 round number on S&P. So that is kind of my box that I'm looking for down and dirty. So if we go to the composite profile, we'll break it down a little bit cleaner, a little bit better. So kind of where I'm drawing my zones from. This is a low volume node. Same thing right here in this 28 area on S&P. Have that awareness of that. So if we're continuing to transact below this 9060 area, I will be looking for a two-way trade. Potentially hit this, come back up. So within this area, again, two-way trade is all I'm looking for. So until we get out of either one of these areas, I'm looking for two-way trade in between this. That's it. If we get higher than the 28 to 30 area, I will look the breach higher, back test, continuation, or if we break down lower. So this is a little bit of thin volume within this 4,800 to about 4,790. I will definitely watch the volume build between these to see, is it going to build or is it going to breach, get into this lower distribution here, back test the 4,790, and then continue lower. Same thing over here on NASDAQ. Kind of a underdeveloped area on this volume profile. It's kind of 940 and 950 area, coming all the way down to probably about 900 flat, maybe even 890. We get in here, again, going to be watching it for a potential two-way trade. Within here, see if it's just going to fill it out, or are we going to get below it, back test, continue lower, or reach back higher, back test, and continue its rotations. So again, this is a 28-day, basically 1 month rolling profile right here. So I like how these kind of line up, because if you look at the pivot balance zones from Order Flow Labs, they kind of line up pretty well. So kind of my line in the sand, almost the upper side of the weekly of not last week, but the previous week on both S&P and NASDAQ. So kind of that 60-ish area. We are starting to kind of get into this lower balance here. I will be watching that 4,800 to kind of 4,790. Same thing with the kind of 940, 950, all the way down to about 900, maybe 890. Just watching that underdeveloped area, see if it just generates two-way trade. So below that, definitely we can target lower. So one of the things that I did bring up, so on a weekly time frame, I have the ATR. So over the past weekly, looking at about the past 3 months, we consistently traveled about 500 points, 530 points. So I've kind of mapped that out. Why is it not showing? Let's go back to the weekly profile. So looking at about 500 points from our close right here, looking down somewhere within this area. Same thing if we get higher, somewhere at this 17,500. Same thing on S&P. S&P's consistently traveled over the past 3 months, a little over 110 points. We're looking at 4820. potential travel to 47, potential move upwards, just kind of identifying a left and right boundary. Just have that awareness. We have been contracting quite a bit. Not saying this next week will be an expansive move, but just have that awareness. Again, watch your market generated information that's going to come in on Sunday. Monday is another holiday, so next week is another short week for us. I will be trading light next week, not necessarily expecting anything big or anything, just have that awareness. Again, these are kind of my left and right boundaries. Two-way trade from 48.30 to 48. Two-way trade from roughly 17.060 to about 16.940. Just looking for two-way trade. Once we get into these areas here, I'm looking for more of a decision point. Is it going to get lower, continue pushing down, or are we going to break back into this higher side of value and potentially gravitate back up? So that is quick, down, and dirty. Y'all have any questions? Y'all know how to reach me. Thank y'all for tuning in.